Dom. True players, let's go. This that true player shit. We gon' make it live with Big Dom. How they gon' knock true player shit? We gon' take it farther than beyond. This that true player shit. We gon' make it live with Big Dom. How they gon' knock true player shit? We gon' take it farther than beyond. We ain't holding no punches. True players, we live, homie, no frontin'. Always talk about something. So taking over, you know that the wait is over. That in your face commentary is fire in the show up. We talk about sports, finance, and relationships. True players, we always playing the greatest hits. 1804, that mean Hades lit. Mothers feel the true players like baby kicks. Our live podcast is hard as hard.
What's good, everybody? It's man Big Dom coming live at you, another TruPlayaz Podcast episode on this Friday, April 16th. Gonna apologize for you guys. I've been in quarantine for the past week and a half. You know, I don't want to expose my business, but, you know, if I'm in quarantine, that means what it is. But I'm doing well. I'm healthy, just occasional fatigues here and there, but nothing major. Thank God for that. It's great to be back on the podcast, sharing with you guys the podcast as we go back to talk about sports. And this episode, before I even start off with the episode, I want to send a condolences out to the family of DMX, Earl Simmons, in his passing last Friday. The reports was it was over an overdose, but I don't know. I'm not going to speak on it too deeply, but a lot of people are disputing that. And I can understand why. But like I said, he was one of my... I remember I did the episode with top 5, top 10 lyricists. And after I didn't realize after his death, I was like, I should have had that man in my top 10. Hands down. He was great. He did a few hits that I love. Get At Me Dog, What These Bitches Want. DXL with the locks. Where the hood at, Get It on the Floor, Party Up. He had a lot of hits. And I was like, damn, I should have put that man in my top 10 because he was that great of an entertainer, a great MC. He got bars for days, a battle MC, battle rapper. You know, he got bars for days. You know what I'm saying? So he could take anybody on in the battle rap situation. And it's just sad to see a person of great talent leave this earth the way he left this earth. The one beautiful thing about DMX, Earl Simmons, is how he spoke about God. You know, not many artists speak about God with the reverence that he spoke about God. And, you know, like Snoop Dogg said on a YouTube video, he got his wings and he's going to do his thing. Because every time I've seen DMX, whether it was the verse with Snoop Dogg, which was, I think, one of the top 2 verses that I've seen since they did the Versus series, DMX versus Snoop Dogg and Raekwon and Ghostface Killer. Because you know what it was? It wasn't about trying to start beef with somebody in the verses. It was about pure celebration of hip hop, of rap. And that's those 2 things. And also Beanie Man and Bounty Killer. That's top 3. Top 3. It was the beautiful thing of the celebration of the music that they perfected over the years of delivering albums, top-notch albums, and things like that. So, you know, DMX was great. We're grateful with prayer. You know what I'm saying? His prayers were strong. It was deep. It was powerful. Just like his performances, every time he stepped on the stage. I would say there's no person who matches his energy level on the stage in a concert other than Busta Rhymes. It's just him and Busta Rhymes who actually bring that thunder onto that stage each time they perform in a concert. I didn't have the privilege of seeing him in concert, but I've seen clips on YouTube and things like that, and he was extraordinary. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I want to give a shout out, you know, a condolences to the Earl Simmons family, his kids, his wife, his ex-wife. It was a tragic loss to the hip-hop community, tragic loss to everybody who was a fan of Earl Simmons, better known as DMX. Like I said, you know, they did a vigil in Mount Vernon, I think 2 days ago. So it was very beautiful. People came out. Like I said, my condolences also. Shout out to the Rough Riders family as well. Swiss Beats, a big shout out to that. Like I said, unbelievable talent in DMX. His delivery, I think the one bar that just touched me was the bar in the Touch It remix with Busta Rhymes. Oh man, I was like, damn, that's some good bars right there. So, like I said, big shout out and condolences to the Rough Rider family, the Simmons family, everybody like that. He also did a few movies that's notable: Belly, Cradle to the Grave, Exit Wounds, and Romeo Must Die with Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying? He's with Aaliyah now, so, like I said, it's touching, and a lot of great things was said about him. I seen a clip on YouTube with Swiss Beats, and how he would give his shirt off his back to somebody. That's people, I would like to meet. I love to meet somebody like that, because I try to be that person because of my parents. That's who they were also. People will give their shirt off their back to help somebody genuinely. This is also the 11th anniversary of my father's death. It's funny. It was a tough day. Woke up around 6:05 or something, and I remember that was the time that we got the call 11 years ago that he had passed away. You know what I'm saying? In which all our lives have changed on 2010, April 16, 2010. So, I'm having a little rough day today, but I try to be strong. But like I said, I came and I talked to my fans on the podcast, and just bless up with you guys. Talk about some sports now. Enough with. We're gonna do more. We're gonna do more stuff as far as real life situations, relationships, and things like that. But we gotta get back to the sports. I know you guys was like, what the hell's going on with Dom? Big Dom ain't doing no more sports no more, but I'm doing sports again. And I got a lot to talk about. I want to talk about the Knicks. I want to talk about the Mets. I want to talk about the Jets. I want to talk about the Yankees. But this podcast is strictly for the Jets. And the reason being, last week, April 5th, Sam Darnold was traded to the Panthers for a 6th-round pick in 2021 and the 2nd and 4th round picks of 2022 draft. I liked the draft picks for 2022, but I wasn't too satisfied with the draft pick they got for this year. The best case scenario for me, I know getting a 2nd round pick or a 3rd round pick for Sam Darnold was a reach, but they could have gotten a 4th round pick though. So what does that happen with Teddy Bridgewater down there in Carolina? He's going to be out of a job again. He's going to get beat out by Sam Darnold, just like he got beat out by Sam Darnold when he was in New York. But one issue I had with Joe Douglas. Why didn't he try to get Teddy Bridgewater in the deal as well? I mean, he had a contract that he could have restructured. They had enough cap room to put him in for 1 year. And I'm going to explain why I mentioned that, because a lot of Jet fans don't understand where I'm coming from when I mention that, being a quarterback in New York is a different animal. You can't just throw a rookie quarterback in there and expect to succeed right away. And this is not Cincinnati with Joe Burrows. This is not San Diego with Herbert. So, it's a lot of pressure in New York, and I just feel that, having a veteran quarterback take some snaps in the beginning of the season, maybe he could take over in week 7, week 8. That probably would help the quarterback, take in New York first before you jump in the quarterback seat, and then just do what you gotta do. But this is the key for Sam Darnold. He reunites with Robbie Anderson. His best receiver he had when Robbie Anderson was on the team. I'm gonna say this, a lot of people are not gonna agree with me. Joe Douglas did not do the right thing by Sam Darnold. I truly believe part of it was the contract. He had $25 million rookie bonus that was coming up. Could it have been a scenario where they could have probably worked on an extension and probably restructured that year? Of course. But the fact of the matter is, what I've seen from Joe Douglas and all his moves since he became a GM, he wanted to cleanse the roster of all McCagnon picks and all McCagnon choices. And the only people who are left from the McCagnon choices or free agent signings or draft picks is C.J. Mosley and Quinnen Williams. And trust me, Joe Douglas was trying to trade Quinnen Williams. And if it was for Robert Saleh stepping in, it's like, nah, I need that horse. I'm on defensive line. He would have traded him too. But now I don't know what's going to I don't know what's going to happen with C.J. Mosley. He did sit out last year because of COVID. The jury's still out. And that's what I truly believe. You know, Sam Darnold is still 23 years old. He still had room to grow. And I felt that the opportunity did not present himself to grow in New York. He was not given the chance to grow in New York. He had pressure from the fans who was getting ready to throw him out the door the minute he threw a pick six in Detroit. You know, people seem to forget that. He threw that pick six. His first pass was a pick six. And then the Jets ended up blowing out the Detroit Lions that game. But people forgot that. Did he see ghosts in the Patriot game? Yes, he did. But did he have the right head coach to guide him through those hard times? No. Adam Gase looked like he was coked up since the time he went to step into that damn press conference with his ugly ass suit. Well, he grabbed that suit from the deepest part of his closet, with his eyes glazed like Stephen A was making fun. Stephen A was making fun of him on First Take the other day. You know, this is the issue, and everyone's pointing the finger at Sam. Sam had no weapons. He had no offensive line, and you know what I'm saying. So they wanted him. The fans wanted him out. You know, the New York Jet group that I'm in on Facebook. I'm not gonna diss them. You know what I'm saying. They're just fans looking to win, just like I want to win too. But they're not too logical in a lot of things of what they say. He was not one. Sam Darnold was not wanted on this team. And if anybody who thinks he's going to actually stay on this team after last season with Joe Douglas at the helm, you got something else coming to it. That was not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? He was going to be gone. Did I want him to be gone? I said no. I'm on the thought of, you know, you can still draft a quarterback, have them compete during training camp, start the season with Sam Darnold, and then come the trading deadline, if Sam Darnold is playing extremely well, you trade him. Training probably would end up getting a second-round pick. If you're lucky, probably a first-round pick. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. That's one scenario that they missed the ball on. That's the way I would have done it, to be honest with you. If anyone wants to take me on it, you could come contact me and we could do a podcast about it live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Instagram, whatever. I'm right here. I'm not gonna go hide from anybody. So you definitely can hit me up. If you don't agree with anything I say on my podcast, you could definitely hit me up and join me on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? You know, I believe Sam Darnold's going into a great situation in Carolina. He got two 1,000 receiving yard receivers, and Robbie Anderson, and I'm not sure of the name of the other guy, but yeah, he got 2,000 yard receivers. And don't forget Christian McCaffrey, the all-purpose running back who could catch out of the backfield. He could run the football, and there's reverse discrimination because he's white. As far as being running backs, white running backs is not the norm in the NFL, but Christian McCaffrey could definitely ball back there as a running back, and yet that man deserves his respect and his credit that's due. You know what I'm saying? Another thing too, like I said, I make fun of the New York Mets fan group. I'm making fun of the New York Jets fan group as well. Zack Wilson has become the Trevor Bauer of the New York Jets fan group that I'm in. It's ridiculous. This guy has one great pro day, and all of a sudden he deserves to be the second-round pick, the second pick in the draft. Well, who did he play in college? I mean, who did he play in college? That's one thing that I need to. When I'm looking for a quarterback, I need to see the competition he faced in college. That's very important. Trevor Lawrence face top-notch competition. Justin Fields took on top-notch competition. Look at the conferences they're in. Trevor Lawrence is in the ACC. Justin Fields in the Big Ten. Those are top-notch conferences. Justin Fields has to go to Michigan. He has to play Wisconsin. He has to play Iowa or Illinois. You know what I'm saying? Clemson's got to play Florida State, Miami. Those are top-notch schools that he's playing against. You know what I'm saying? The last time BYU had a quarterback was Steve Young, and it took him 7 years to start after he left Tampa Bay to go to be a backup to Joe Montana. But everybody wants motherfucking Zack Wilson. Oh, he got the arm strength. Justin Fields got arm strength too. Justin Fields could run with the ball too. He could create plays. Oh, by the way, didn't he beat Justin Fields in the college playoff? Just saying. Didn't he do that? I'm waiting. What's the answer? You feel me? He did do that. So, like I said, you know, the draft is on April 29th. We'll see what happens. I believe they should. I believe Joe Douglas need to sign a veteran quarterback to either back up or start off the season. Me personally, I'm all for starting with a veteran quarterback to start the season, no matter if they draft Justin Fields or they draft Zack Wilson. But all intents and purposes, they're leaning towards Zack Wilson. Reason being because Ohio State quarterbacks do not fare well in the NFL over the past few drafts of the Ohio State quarterbacks. But I think Justin Fields is just different. I think he's going to succeed in the NFL. And he's going to prove a lot of people wrong. I don't like how he was knocked down a peg because of Zack Wilson's pro day. Didn't Rick Meyer have a great pro day? I'm going back. Didn't Andre Ware back in the day in the early 90s have a great pro day? Both busts, right? Achilles Smith, remember him? Great pro day, right? Pro days don't mean shit until you get to that on that football field with a live defense. Not out there playing catch. You feel me? But the Jets signings, you know, they picked up some defensive linemen, Carl Lawson. They picked up Sheldon Rankins and Vinny Curry to help out with Quinnen Williams to develop that pass rush. They missed out on Jadeveon Clowney. He went to Cleveland. However, it could be a blessing in disguise because Jadeveon Clowney signed yesterday to the Cleveland Browns. They just cut Sheldon Richardson today for salary cap reasons. Is that something that Robert Saleh may look into? Sheldon Richardson, hindsight being 2020, the guy that just should have resigned was Sheldon Richardson, not Mo Wilkerson. Like I said on previous podcasts, Mo Wilkerson got his contract and got fat. And he's not even in the league anymore. But the key receiver signing was Corey Davis. Now the Jets, whoever they bring in as quarterback, got a solid receiving core now. It could get deeper. Corey Davis, Denzel Mims, Jamison Crowder. That's a good, solid 3-wide receiver set. You know what I'm saying? They picked up Tevin Coleman from the 49ers, who's familiar with the system that they're going to run in with the Jets, which is a very big pickup for the New York Jets and Robert Saleh. Keelan Cole is more of a fourth or fifth receiver, but he's a special teams kick returner, punt returner, which the Jets haven't had a great punt returner since Chad Morton. They did have Darryl Roberts for that 1 year, but the last guy that brought the thunder, kickoff return and all that was Chad Morton. You know what I'm saying? They picked up a safety, LaMarcus Joyner, because Ashton Davis, I don't think, is ready to take over the full-time role. Most importantly, the Jets need to resign Marcus May. I know they put the franchise tag on him, but they need to resign Marcus May. Lock that up, close the deal. That's another McCagnon draft. He's good. He showed his worth to the team. He needs to stay on the team. The Jets also have the 23rd pick in the draft from Seattle. I think and they're definitely going quarterback, but the 23rd pick in the draft, it has to be, in my opinion, should be an offensive lineman or a receiver. Or cornerback. We need cornerbacks as well. So I think those three positions, something to take a look at. I don't think Devontae Adams is going to. I mean, not Devontae. I forgot his name already. Jesus Christ, I should remember that. But the big time Devontae that from Alabama. Is it Devontae Adams? Hold on, guys. Let me find out. I'm gonna take a look, guys. I should be more prepared. COVID done messed my mind up a little bit, so I should be more prepared, and I apologize for that. But hold on. Yes, Devontae Smith. Yes. Got it, guys. Devontae Smith from Alabama, in which he could be going to Carolina with Sam Darnold. Look at that. Sam Darnold leaves a shitty-ass situation to go to a situation where we got 3 great receivers throwing the ball to. But I think Devontae Smith is, I think, I'm not a Giants fan, but I don't hate the Giants. But I think that'll be a great pickup for the New York Giants if he falls to them. It's too bad they couldn't get the Jets couldn't get Sewell. I think that if they had kept Darnold and not go with the quarterback, I think they would have picked him. I would think they would have picked him up, then moved Becton to right tackle and put him in left tackle, since Becton has played right tackle before. And like I said, it's something that needs to be done. They need to fortify the offensive linemen, get an edge rusher, get another linebacker, in my opinion, and get another cornerback to play that cover 3 system that they're going to run with Robert Saleh with the 4-3 defense. I'm so used to the Jets being a 3-4 defense. The Jets haven't played a 4-3 defense since Herm Edwards was there. And that was, 2001? 2001? It's been over 20 years since the Jets have been in a 4-3 alignment. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how the parts fit in. I like Robert Saleh's energy, all gas, no brakes attitude, bring in the players who feel the same way. And New York Jets, let's go get them. I'm going to do another podcast before the draft as well. The New York Mets, I'm going to talk about the New York Mets, New York Knicks on another podcast episode that I'm probably going to do either Monday. Give you guys my full opinion about those two situations. Just the Mets are in first place, and the New York Mets fans, that fan group on Facebook, are still complaining. I don't get it. And they're in first place. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Knicks. I got a lot to say about the Knicks. Doing great things, but I think they need to do more things better. Put players in better position. To utilize the talent. But I'm not going to go too much into that because this is strictly about the New York Jets. And like I said, anybody who's watching this podcast, you want to join me on this podcast, you got something to say, feel free to hit me up on Facebook because it's going to be posted on Facebook. You hit me up on YouTube. Search my YouTube channel, TruPlayaz Podcast, TruPlayaz. Definitely check out my brother, JoeyG's podcast, Beerconvofamily. His first official episode is up. Look for him on YouTube as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, back in the grind, feeling a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to discourage anybody from taking the vaccine, but if you have like a little cold or anything like that, definitely get tested before it unravels to a worse situation. Thank God. I thank the man above for not letting me get hit too hard with the COVID. But you know, it's a scary situation. I was scared the entire time. But thank God my symptoms did not worsen. You know what I'm saying? But always, if you have a sniffle, get tested immediately. That's the best thing you can do, because if you get a cold, like I did, I got a regular cold, and it turned to COVID-19. I didn't know, and the funny part was I felt better off the cold. Then after I got home from work, I lost my sense of smell. And I was like, oh shit, let me go get tested. So my advice to a lot of people, definitely, excuse me, I'm still a little nasally from the situation. But definitely, if you have anything, don't assume it's allergies. Just for the sake of the argument, just go get tested to clear your mind, protect the people around you, protect your family around you, and that's the best advice I can give in regards to that situation. So you can listen to this podcast on Anchor, Spreaker, Spotify, IHeart Radio, TuneIn Radio, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, JoeyG Radio. You could definitely listen to the podcast on the audio version on those sites. For the video version, you could definitely check me out on YouTube. Just search for the TruPlayaz Podcast, TruPlayaz. And also, when you come view the podcast, just subscribe to the channel for more content that's coming soon. I'm going to be working on my financial aspect of the TruPlayaz Podcast, which is called True Money. And hope to have some great guests come on and do that podcast. It will be a pilot episode, so definitely want everybody to come in, join in. It will be done live, so hope to have you guys there. Like I said, we've got more podcasts to come, more live podcasts also to come. I will let you guys know soon when the next one is going to be. But it's your man Big Dom. I'm going to sign off on this podcast. Any feedback, comments or complaints or you want to join the show, definitely hit me up on TruPlayazPodcast@gmail.com, which is TruPlayaz podcast@gmail.com. It's your man Big Dom. Sign off on the TruPlayaz Podcast. It's great to talk to you guys. I will talk to you on the next episode real soon. Peace.
How things will get brighter and bring it down hard someday.
What are you doing?
Dance off, bro.